Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Didsbury Art Studio and I'm Sally. And in today's video, I want to share with you called ruching within weaves. It's definitely a little bit of freestyling, but it's also including ruching, as you know, that I really like. And I'm going to add it with my favorite fabrics into a cardboard loom. So let's get into it. Okay, so now I've warped up my cardboard loom with some string and I've just secured the back with 2 knots and some masking tape fixed to the back of the card. Now what I want to do is some ruching. So I'm going to be using some more string. It's not wool, it's some string that I've been using which is quite sturdy. And as you know, I've cut up all my fabrics here and I want to just have a little play around with doing some ruching. So if I was to take this off later off the board, it's going to be quite, what's the word? It's going to be as secure as I might like it. So this time between the ruching, I'm going to do some plain weave just to keep all the ruching together. I will get started. Okay, so I'm going to do some plain weave to begin with at the top. My warp is the long lengths and the weft is where we weave horizontally. So now I'm going to start on an under on my first warp length and I'm going to go over and under, over and under. And you'll find that with the width of this particular needle, it's not so wide. So just going to get a couple of strands done and then we're going to carry on to all the way across. Notice I'm just using my fingers there, or you could use the end of your needle, your weaving needle. It's just a plastic weaving needle. You can get these from Amazon. I also got the cardboard looms from Amazon as well. So as you can see here, I've ended on an over, so I'm going to start on an under, the opposite direction. And I'm just giving it a little bit of slack. I don't want it to go really warped. That's really tight. So that's nice. And then I can probably afford to go back one. So I've ended on an over, so I'm going to start on an under. Back the opposite direction. Weaving in and out. And there we have it. So after that, I kind of feel like now we can afford to do a little bit of ruching. So I'm going to get my first strip on the shiny side facing up. And I've ended on an over, so I'm going to start on an under. Sorry, I've got some paint underneath that nail. It's really bugging me because I can see it the whole time. It's like green paint and work. Right, so I'm doing the same technique. Over and under, over and under. And I'm just using my fingers to guide the strip of fabric all the way horizontally across. Like so. And then what I want to do with the ruching effect is I want to be, maybe if we just use our needle. I want to be pulling this out. You can decide on sort of how high you want that to be pulled out. You can see you can pull out more. For now, I'm just going to do a similar amount all the way across, like so. And then we're going to go back to doing our plain weave just to hold that ruching in. So I'm now going to just do 2 rows across, go back this direction. So I have done a plain weaving, actually I did a cardboard loom weave just in black and white. Actually, I'll link it here. If you want to see some basics with just using black and white wools and the various techniques in it, then you might want to see that video, so I will pop it here. And that is just holding the ruching in. So we've finished with the plain weave underneath the ruching there. Plain weave's also called tabby weave, and we can just afford to cut that and leave that small tail hanging off. And then next up, I'm going to choose maybe this fabric here, and again I want to do some ruching across, small tail overhanging, get all the way across. Just going to leave my fabric laid down flat like so, and then we're just going to pull the fabric up. And I'm really just updating a couple of my resources really by doing this. So now that fabric hangs very differently to that previous one, moving around quite a lot. So again, very important to get the tabby weave underneath it again, just to hold it up and secure it. So again, so next I'm going to do 2 rows of the ruching. And 2 rows there and put the tabby weave underneath, and then I can go back to the first fabric that I did. And that's the ruching done. So there's a number of things that you can do. You can tuck these little overhangs behind that last warp strand if you'd like to keep it tidy at the side. You could equally have these hanging off. You might want to put some diagonals across the fabric and let those hang down. I am undecided as of yet, but happy with the results. If you had longer lengths of the fabrics, you could then pull the ruching out even more so. Now how we've covered the way to do some ruching, I would like to do a bit more of a freestyle one, just playing around with these lengths of fabrics. I put a tabby weave at the top with 3 rows, and I'll probably do 1 at the bottom. And meanwhile, I just want to explore just pulling different lengths and see what effects we can get. Okay, I've gone with this more freestyly one with longer lengths of fabrics hanging off. I've changed the lengths of the strips and the arrangement of where I've placed the different fabrics, but really liking that one. Okay, so what I want to do now is from my freestyly ruching weave, I'm just going to cut the back off. through the middle of the warp lengths, and then what I'm going to do is grab every 2 warp strands and tie a double knot right up to the tabby weave here, and that will secure it so that nothing falls off. What I mean is just going to grab these 2 lengths and tie a double knot next 2 lengths, tie a double knot, and I'm going to do all of this and all the ones at the top here. So I've got it set up on the mini mannequin. It's one of those wacky pieces again, isn't it? But I like it. So I hope you enjoyed this video today and it gave you ideas of ways of using ruching within weaves. Maybe you can do some new projects yourself. Thank you so much for watching, and if you are new here today, please do consider subscribing. I'd love to have you watching, and also don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you can see when I upload next, and hit the like button. Very important, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button as it does show me whether you want to see more videos like this. So all that's left to say is have a great week, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.